So once again, we have our math diaries. Most of you today were not using these and you were getting confused. Always go back to math diaries. The very first step is what most of us are forgetting to do, where it says do the regular steps for subtracting fractions. You do the regular steps. Some of you are doing the rainbow too early. Don't get too excited. Everything is not a rainbow. So we first do the steps for subtracting. Then we look to see. We don't always have to do the rainbow. Sometimes we don't have to. So we're going to be looking at page 421, numbers 5, 9, 11, 12, and 14. So those are the ones that you have to do in class. So we'll make this video so that way your parents can see how to subtract fractions when you need to borrow. You do not always have to borrow.
You said 15.
Oh, is it 14?
Yeah.
Okay. So, oops, this marker doesn't work. So my first one says 5 and 4/10 minus 3 and 4/5. Like I said, don't go too fast with borrowing. Because sometimes you don't have to borrow. So sometimes you do not have to do what we call the rainbow. Sometimes you can subtract and it works. So don't get ahead of yourself. So my common denominator for this one, what do I get as my common denominator? 10. So this first fraction just stays the same. But over here, how can I go from 5 to 10?
2.
Okay, whatever I do to the bottom, do to the top. Some of us are getting stuck on that step. Now, if you want to erase the old problem, go ahead. Here is my new problem. Now I'm going to stop and look. Can I do 4 minus 8? No. That is when I borrow. Sometimes you can say yes and you don't have to do the rainbow. So don't get rainbow happy. So I need to borrow from my 5, take 1 away, make it a 4, and then I do the rainbow.
14.
Now, the video from the other day explains the rainbow in much more details. This is just day 2 where we didn't have a common denominator today. Okay? So it was just one extra step. 10 plus 4 is 14. My denominator stays 10. And then I just bring this one over. Once again, if you want to erase the old problem, erase the old problem. Now I can do, now don't worry about this being a bobblehead. We don't care until it's my answer. 14 minus 8. What is 14 minus 8? 6. My denominator is 10. And 4 minus 3, 1. Now this is a fine answer, but it can be reduced. Are these both even numbers? Yes, so I can reduce them both by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So either one of these answers are fine. Okay, so that was for number 5. The next one we have to do is 9.
Yeah.
Number 9. 8 and 1/6 minus 7 and 2/3. Okay, step number 1. Find a common denominator. What is my common denominator? 6. Okay, so this first fraction just stays the same. This one, I need to get it to equal to 6. So I would say 3 times 2 is 6. So what's 2 times 2? 4. If you want to subtract the old stuff, subtract the old stuff. Can you do 1 minus 4? No. Now I do the rainbow. 8 becomes 7, and then do the rainbow. 6 plus 1 is 7. My denominator is 6. Erase this old one if you need to. And then this one just stays the same. Erase it if you need to. Now I can do 7 minus 4 is 3. My denominator is 6. And 7 minus 7 is 0. So you could have wrote your answer as 3/6, but that can be reduced. What could that be reduced down to? Go ahead, Miss. What could that be reduced to?
1.5.
Yeah, 1/2. Because what is half of 6? 3.
Oh, so I don't need this 3. I accidentally put the 3.
Nope, don't put a whole number 3 because 7 minus 7 is 0.
Oh, that's how
7 minus 7 is 0. Grant, put your hands down.
I was correct. I think the rest of them.
Okay, we had to do, what was the next one? Number 11?
Yeah.
Yes.
You mean yes, ma'am? No, yeah.
Not right now, she's not ready. Stay sitting. Okay. Do I have a common denominator?
No.
No. What is my common denominator of 12 and 4? 12. So the first fraction just gets to stay the same. I'll erase my old one. How can I go from 4 to 12?
4 times 3.
Okay. So I need to do that to the top. What's 3 times 3?
9.
9. Don't forget your whole number. Let's stop humming. Okay, can I do 1 minus 9? No. Now I do the rainbow. Like I said, some of us were doing the rainbow a little too early. Erase your old problem if you need to. 13 minus 9 is 4. My denominator is 12. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So my answer is 4/12. Now that can be reduced. What can are these both even numbers?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try by 2. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. What is 12 divided by 2?
6.
Okay, so here's another answer, but I can reduce 2/6 again. Divide by 2, divide by 2. What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
What's 6 divided by 2?
3.
There we go. All right, and we had to do number 12, correct?
Yes.
All right, let's look at number 12. And you guys should be checking your answers. I had a lot of questions on these, and I think most of the questions were, I think you were trying to do the rainbow or the borrowing too early.
Yeah, no.
You have to stop and just do a common denominator. And then stop and look, do I even need to borrow? You might not have to. Not every question is a rainbow. Okay, so what's my common denominator? 12. So this fraction stays the same. I'm just going to erase this one. Okay, how do I go from 4 to 12?
Times 3.
Okay, so what's 3 times 3?
9.
9. Erase your old one. Now stop and look. Don't go too fast. Don't start borrowing every problem. Can I do 9 minus 11?
No.
Now I borrow. So that's 5. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 over 12 minus 3 and 11 twelfths. Oh, what did we get when we did 21 minus 11? 10. What's my denominator? 12. And what's 5 minus 3? 2. Now this is a good answer, but it can be reduced.
Oh, this one's gonna be hard.
Do we have even numbers?
Yes.
Yep. I always just start with 2 then. I make my life easy. Oh, I don't know why I put 10.
Live, love.
What is 10 divided by 2?
5.
And what is 12 divided by 2?
6.
There we go. Okay, let's try one more.
Yay.
The last one that you guys have on this page, that was number
14.
15.
14.
What? 14. Sorry. Okay, let's see.
What's what you
We have 6 1/2 minus 3 7/10. What is my common denominator? 10. So this one just stays the same. How do I go from 2 to 10?
5.
Times 5. We don't need to shout out to other people. We don't need to shout out to other people. What is 1 times 5? 5. Bring my whole number with me. Don't worry about it. Can I do 5 minus 7? No. So I gotta borrow. This becomes 5. And now when I do 10 plus 5, I get 15 over 10. And my second fraction just stays with me. What is 15 minus 7? 8. My denominator is 10. And 5 minus 3? 2. You guys, we should be really focused up here. Your parents would be very upset if I turned this around and I showed how many of you are not following along, but how many of you did not understand this.
I do.
The only way you can get better is if you pay attention. Okay, this is a pretty good answer, but I can reduce. Are these both even numbers?
Yes.
Okay, what is 8 divided by 2?
4.
What's 10 divided by 2?
5.
And how do I know I cannot reduce anymore?
There's one number away.
So those are all of the problems that you had to do in your book. That is how you borrow. Now you guys already know how to do the rainbow. So this really is just kind of a little bit of an extra review. So we are going to practice.